Right now, for the first time, we are hearing from the mother of the young boy who drowned last week in the Wisconsin River.
And what we've learned about yesterday's standoff in Marquette County that ended in an officer-involved shooting.
Plus, special counsel Robert Mueller agrees to testify. When we can expect that to happen, straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Crews searched for almost a week for Jamison Miller, the 11-year-old boy who died in the Wisconsin River near the Dells.
For the first time since the boy was found, we are hearing from his mother. Amy Reed spoke with her and joins us now from where the boy went missing. Amy?
This is the spot that Mercedes sat for 6 days waiting to hear news about her son. And while she waited, she thought of a poem that he gave to her 9 years ago when he was just 3 years old that he decorated in class. She read some of that for us.
All these tiny handprints will surely fade away. So here's a final handprint, just so you can recall exactly how my fingers looked when they were very small.
She said she has a lot of emotions right now. She is, of course, sad because she misses her son, but she's also said that she's angry because she wishes there was more signage for river danger and better access to life-saving tools right next to the river. She hopes what happened here last week will change that. Right now, she wants people to remember Jamison for the boy he was.
Jamison oozed life. He made everybody happy. He was literally the most awesome kid.
This spot will always be bittersweet to her because she said while it's painful for her, she knows how much her son loved it. Now the family is raising money to build a memorial bench for Jamison. They're doing that through their GoFundMe page, and we'll link that for you over on our website, channel3000.com.
Amy Reed reporting live tonight. Amy, thank you.
6 people are dead, including 4 children, in a house fire in Pickerel, Wisconsin, up in Langlade County. At this point, there is no reason to believe it happened intentionally. The children range in age from 10 months old to 7 years old, according to the Langlade County coroner. 8 people were in the house when the fire started early this morning. 2 people escaped. A mother and daughter have now been charged in the 2018 death of 13-year-old Selah Caden in Iowa County. A criminal complaint says her parents had sent her from North Carolina to Mineral Point to stay with family friends, the Berries. Now both Lori and her daughter Alexis Berry are being charged with first-degree reckless homicide as a party to a crime. The autopsy revealed Selah died from homicidal smothering, suffocation, and blunt force patterned beating. The attorney for the Berries say the criminal complaint doesn't tell the whole story.
Public education supporters are making a final push for more K-12 funding. Parents, students, and educators rallying at the state capitol today after marching some 60 miles from Palmyra to Madison over the course of several days. The Republican written budget increased K-12 funding by $500 million. $900 million less, however, than the governor wanted. Republican lawmakers have said Governor Evers' plan spends too much. They call their own plan a pro-kid budget. Developing story from Washington tonight. Robert Mueller will testify before Congress next month after House Democrats issued a subpoena for that appearance. He'll answer questions publicly for the first time about his 22-month-long investigation into President Trump. The House Judiciary and Intelligence Committees announced tonight that Mueller has agreed to testify on July 17th.
To weather now, we are expecting some warmer temperatures around here. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has our first alert forecast.
And thankfully, we have a little bit of a break in the rain for tomorrow. Also, we're planning on a pretty quiet night tonight after some stronger thunderstorms came through this afternoon. If we look back at our radar from noon until 5, there's that line, the heavier storms really sliding towards Rock County. But right now, our Doppler track is nice and quiet throughout the state. We're in the mid-70s right now, so it's still a little mild outside. Compared to this time yesterday, it is a 10-degree jump for us in Madison, 11-degree jump in Mineral Point. Those dew points, though, hovering close to 60. They will stay there as our temperatures fall to the low 60s overnight. Tomorrow, it'll be mostly sunny, but warm and muggy. That kicks off a muggy trend for the week, and we'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the rest of the week and into the weekend in just a few minutes.
A man shot by a Columbia County deputy after a standoff in Marquette County yesterday is expected to survive what are considered life-threatening injuries.
Madeline O'Neill tells us more about the tense situation involving the suspect's mother and what we can expect next.
it's hard to find a place more serene than here in the town of Buffalo, just south of Montello. But some of that peace was disturbed Monday.
I love it. I love it.
In her 25 years living in the area,
Never had anything. Never.
Nancy Tim has never dealt with what she did Monday, trying to get home after playing cards with the ladies.
Well, first of all, a squad car from Portage passed us on County F. And then a second squad car passed us closer to the county line. And it's like, something's not right.
Then an officer told her she couldn't pass because of an incident just up the street from her home.
I was kind of surprised because it doesn't happen here.
The information we received was a lady's son, a 44-year-old James Carlson, was threatening to kill his mother, commit suicide, and had a firearm pointed in her face.
At about 2:45 in the afternoon, Marquette County Sheriff Joe Conrath says responding deputies found James Carlson outside with a gun.
I was advised by State Patrol was on scene, staging is actually at Grouse Drive at 12th Ave.
He broke back inside the house. At that time, it did become a very serious situation.
His mother was still inside.
Our goal was obviously to rescue Mom.
Deputies established a perimeter and called for backup, including Columbia County Sheriff's Office Emergency Response Tactical Team. Negotiators tried to work with Carlson into the evening hours, but at some point had to make a tough decision.
It's difficult. By all means.
A crew went in to rescue the mother when Conrath says Carlson pointed a gun at them, and a Columbia County deputy shot Carlson.
It could have been much different, much worse, and it's unfortunate that it had to happen. The suspect was shot. We certainly did not want that to happen, but given the cards that we were dealt, we had no choice.
The mother is safe, and for Tim, her neighborhood is back to the peace and quiet she knows.
Unfortunately, there's always something that goes wrong.
After being released from the hospital, Carlson will face criminal charges here in Marquette County. Reporting in the town of Buffalo, Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
As per protocol, the deputy who shot Carlson is on administrative leave as Sauk County investigates the incident.
According to the Marquette County Sheriff, the last officer involved shooting there happened in 2015. The Beloit School District employee arrested on suspicion of child pornography possession is being held on a $20,000 signature bond. Aaron Weber was arrested Friday. The school district of Beloit says he's been working for over 20 years in elementary schools throughout the district. If convicted, he could face up to 50 years in prison.
The reward to find the killer of a Racine police officer has been increased to $78,500. A masked gunman shot and killed Officer John Hetland early last week. Hetland was attempting to intervene during an armed robbery at a bar, Teaser's Bar. The suspect fled the scene. Officer Hetland was a 24-year veteran of the department. Funeral services with full police honors are set for tomorrow. In Milwaukee, a week after an off-duty police officer was hit and killed, hundreds come together to honor his memory. A vigil was held last night for Koo Her. He was a 2-year veteran of the police department. Police said Her was driving after his shift last week when he was struck by a speeding driver who prosecutors say was drunk and ran a red light. Officer Her is survived by 6 brothers, 2 sisters, and his mother and father, both of whom served in Vietnam.
Investigators are trying to determine if an electrical problem is to blame for starting a fire in a railroad car yesterday afternoon. It caused $75,000 in damage. This is at the rail yard on Johnson Street. A worker told firefighters he was doing some work on a car when a breaker tripped. That was just before the fire started. There were no nearby hydrants, so the fire department had to extend about 3,000 feet of hose to reach the rail car. No one was hurt. A popular bar and restaurant in Sun Prairie is now closed. Public health officials say McGovern's Club and Restaurant was unable to meet proper health standards. According to the restaurant's website, McGovern's opened in 1935 as a bar named Woody's. A Medicare patient tells us she was abruptly turned away from seeking mental health services at Journey Mental Health Center after being with them for the past 5 years.
She said last month her support group counselor told her they were no longer serving Medicare patients. She spoke to us today about her experience, but wanted to remain anonymous for privacy reasons. We asked Journey Mental Health Center's chief clinical officer about why they may be turning some people away. She says it comes down to money.
We have some of the lower Medicaid and Medicare rates in the United States. And so oftentimes people are put in a position where they are looking at making ends meet, and so they have to limit how many Medicare and Medicaid consumers that they can see.
Letman-Chu said Journey is trying to make the process as easy as possible for Medicare patients to transition to a new provider. Still ahead tonight, how federal agencies are starting to crack down on those annoying robocalls.
Plus, thousands battle Mother Nature for the second annual Janesville Grand Prix. We'll check it out next.
Razor.
Madison officially has a new bishop. The diocese installed Bishop Donald Hying today at St. Maria Goretti Parish. Hying is a Wisconsin native who most recently served as the bishop of the Diocese of Gary, Indiana. He told News 3 Now in an exclusive interview yesterday he couldn't be more thrilled to be back home. Hying says he hopes to build trust and plans to meet with every priest, every school, and every parish. The state assembly is still debating the state budget, which is up for a vote tonight. Floor debate began at noon. Lawmakers have rejected a handful of Democratic amendments. Assembly Republicans made 31 changes to the budget, like slightly reducing property tax increases, allowing Tesla to sell electric vehicles directly in Wisconsin, and minor word changes that make it more difficult for Governor Evers to use his line item veto power. If the budget passes the Assembly, it will then go to the state Senate. Just last month, Americans received nearly 5 billion robocalls, and now federal authorities are now going after some of the companies behind them.
The Federal Trade Commission announced a new crackdown today on 3 robocall companies, hitting them with millions of dollars in fines. The joint state and federal enforcement also targets several operations that authorities say were using robocalls to sell fake products. Investigators say these companies were behind around 1 billion robocalls. Comedian Bill Cosby asking a judge to toss out his sexual assault conviction in the state of Pennsylvania. His attorneys filed an appeal today saying his conviction was flawed. They say the testimony by his victim, Andrea Constant, was different from statements by 5 other accusers who testified in that trial. The 81-year-old comedian was convicted last year. He's now serving a 3 to 10-year sentence. 10 years ago today, the world was stunned by the death of Michael Jackson. On this day, 10 years later, his fans gathered to remember the King of Pop, both at his Walk of Fame star in Hollywood and at his gravesite in Glendale, California. Today, 19,000 roses are on display at his final resting place. Despite a bit of rain interfering with the schedule, the Janesville Grand Prix has returned to downtown Janesville for the second straight year. The city says the event has already grown from its first year with more competitors, bigger prizes. Today's event was expected to bring close to 5,000 visitors to the city and generate an estimated $250,000 in revenue.
Today is Lightning Safety Awareness Day in Wisconsin. It's serving as a time to remember the dangers that it can present to life and property. Lightning is often a threat that gets overlooked. We're so concerned with tornadoes and heavy rain that sometimes we forget just how deadly lightning strikes can be. On average, nearly 50 people in the United States die from lightning every year. When planning ahead, if there are storms in the forecast, remember that no place outside is safe from lightning strikes. But if you are caught outside, get off elevated areas, get away from bodies of water and objects that conduct electricity, and do not use a rocky overhang or tree for shelter. The city of Madison is reminding anyone who experiences any type of flooding this summer to report it to them. This picture is the result of yesterday's heavy rainstorms on Acewood Boulevard near Elvium Elementary. The city has a link on their website where you can make those reports.
We'd like to be done with some rain for a little while. I know that there's some serious heat coming our way, though.
Some serious heat, a lot of humidity, but the good news, yes, a break in the rain for us. Not just for tonight, but tomorrow's looking nice and dry and sunny, so we get to enjoy that for a little bit before another chance for rain starts to move in heading towards the end of the week. Now, today we got warm. The rain came through. Our temperatures dropped back about 6 degrees, and then our temperatures hopped right back up again. We officially hit a high of 81, right where we should be for this time of year, even starting the day off close to 60, and with our average low at 59. It was a pretty seasonal day outside. Isolated pop-up storms too. It doesn't get much more summery than what we had today. Our Doppler track's nice and quiet. Again, earlier we did have a few strong thunderstorms. Now those storms are well down to the south and central Illinois. They have watches and warnings in effect for this evening. Nothing for us in Wisconsin. As this cold front starts to slide east, we'll continue to see that line of storms pass into Indiana. We're looking at a quiet night and a quiet day tomorrow thanks to some high pressure that'll be ridging on in. But our next system will start to move east for us and bring the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms for Thursday and a slight chance for some storms heading into Friday. Along with those storm chances, our temperatures are going to climb quite a bit. Right now we're at about 74 in Madison, close to 69 in Dubuque and 72 in Rockford. So no big temperature divide for us throughout southern Wisconsin. Our dew points, though, in the low 60s. So enough that you can notice it outside. It feels just a little humid for us. Quiet tonight. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny. Most of the rain chances stay to the south until overnight and then into Thursday. The rain chances start to develop for us. Overnight by Thursday morning, we're looking at some isolated showers, and then in the afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible for us. Some heavier rainfall expected in central and northern Wisconsin. For Friday, those shower chances may pop up for us later in the evening, a slight chance for us for Friday evening. As far as that severe potential for Wednesday, because everything's going to be so nice and sunny for us, we don't have any threat for any strong thunderstorms coming in. But by Thursday and later in the afternoon, that marginal risk is for the western edge of the state. And either of those thunderstorms that come through could bring some heavier rain at times, as well as some very strong wind gusts. And we may be dealing with a little bit of a hail threat also. Again, that's for Thursday later in the day. So a closer look at tonight, things will be mostly clear. We'll be in the low 60s for our overnight lows. Wednesday, we're partly to mostly sunny. Storm chances to the south if your day plans take you down into Illinois for any reason. For Thursday, though, we start off with some sunshine, and then in the afternoon and evening, that's when that line of strong thunderstorms is going to slide through. Our dew points tomorrow afternoon will be close to 60, so it will feel humid. But by Thursday afternoon, our dew points start to climb close to 70, and that's where we're expecting that humidity to increase for us for Friday and into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we do still have our alert days in the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Our dew points are going to be high. Our temperatures will be near 90, so those heat index readings will be in the mid to upper 90s for us. Again, an overnight low tonight of about 63, pretty mild outside. Tomorrow, planning on highs in the mid 80s. And we are going to continue to stay in the mid 80s, a degree or two warmer though for Thursday, in the upper 80s by Friday, near 90 degrees. and we stay near 90 heading into the weekend. That's a little bit above average for us. And with that humidity again, it could feel close to 100 for us by Sunday afternoon, mid to upper 90s. Heading into next week, and of course for the 4th of July right now, it does look like a system could be bringing in some rain chances for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon. Those seem to be coming in more in the afternoon, which is good news, of course, for 4th of July in the evening. We'd like to keep things as clear as possible, and things are looking okay for Saturday also for Shake the Lake.
As far as temperatures go, you will not get any complaints from us.
This is fine?
Been waiting for this. Man.
We love
it is
this.
Summer. It is hot. It's just going to be thick
It's been cool for so long. We're ready for summer.
And it doesn't last long here.
No. You get a few weeks of it, and then we start
savor
talking.
it.
Yeah. We're already, what, 6 months away from Christmas?
Don't even say it.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
My bad.
Thank you.
Forward, Madison FC makes a little history tonight on Madison's East Side. We'll have the story coming up at sports.
A couple of significant firsts in Madison soccer history tonight. For the first time ever, a Major League Soccer team plays a match here. Forward Madison FC hosts Minnesota United from MLS in a friendly at Breese-Stevens Field. And it's the largest crowd ever for soccer in Madison, 4,821 fans. A familiar face gets the scoring started in the 23rd minute. It's Mason Toye. He's on loan to the Flamingos from United, but he played for United tonight. Toye scores. It's 1-0. Flamingos a gritty group, though. They get the equalizer in the 57th minute. It's a little out of focus, but Danny Tenorio takes advantage of the keeper's mistake. Tenorio scores. It's 1-1. But In the 80th minute, the game winner, and it's that guy Toye again. He's the forward on the Madison roster, but he gets 2 goals for United. The final score is Minnesota United 2, forward Madison FC 1. Lorenzo Cain is in California getting cryotherapy for his ailing thumb. Those are the frozen nerve treatments Ryan Braun's had the last few years. Tonight, the Brewers, who were the Seattle Pilots in 1969, host the Seattle Mariners in an interleague series at Miller Park. Zach Davies gets the start for the Brewers as they try to find a dependable starter who can give them some innings. Well, he doesn't get to the 5th. Daniel Vogelbach hits a 2-run homer. It's 1 step forward, 1 step back for the Brewers lately. It's in the 8th. Mariners 7, Brewers 3. The Madison Mallards played a doubleheader against the Green Bay Booyah and Ashwaubenon. The Mallards won the first game, the Booyah the second, with a run in the bottom of the 9th. The Mallards are 20-9 so far this season. The first half of the Northwoods League season ends a week from tomorrow. Last weekend, it was the American Family Insurance Championship. Today, University Ridge hosted another significant golf event, the 18th annual Legends of Wisconsin Classic. Some of the big names in Wisconsin athletics there for the annual reunion, and thank you to Badger Athletics boosters. Star-studded group from Barry Alvarez and Pat Richter to Joe Thomas and Brian Butch, and head football coach Paul Chris is even hanging around the practice green too today. Former Badger and now Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver and kick returner Alex Erickson was there too. The Darlington native says the level of competition increases all the time in the NFL, but his approach as a now 4th-year veteran is the same as it was when he was an undrafted free agent. Show up every day like his job's on the line.
I think just learning how to go about your business every day, how to come to practice every day, and really be intentional with what you're doing, and making the most of every opportunity, and just trying to improve every single day. I think that's what it comes down to. If you can continue to get better and continue to push yourself and keep just taking your game to the next level, because every year it gets harder and harder, the competition gets better and better, and the guys coming in are more talented, and so you always just got to keep stepping up your game.
Women's World Cup round of 16, Netherlands and Japan tied at 1 in the 90th minute. Is this a handball in the box? Well, the referee says it is, awards a penalty kick to the Netherlands. Lieke Martens gets it and converts it. Netherlands 2, Japan 1. Here's the schedule for the quarterfinals. Thursday, Norway against England. Friday at 2, the United States and France. 2 quarterfinals on Saturday, Italy and the Netherlands, Germany against Sweden. We'll be right back.
We do have some breaking news. The Republican-controlled state assembly has passed the state budget tonight. All Democrats in opposition. The two-year spending plan now heads to the Senate, which is scheduled to give it final approval tomorrow.
Dana joins us with one final look at your forecast.
So we are looking at some sunshine tomorrow. That's the good news. It's going to be hot and humid, though, for the next few days. And heading into the weekend, temperatures will be near 90 with those heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s for us for the weekend at the start of next week.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Now.